you got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug.
Really had much to say until he started running for president.
But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest.
Elon Musk is suing Whoopi Goldberg and the crew on The View for $80 million, claiming they defamed him and spread lies about him. It all started when Whoopi suggested that Musk and J.D. Vance were plotting some shady moves to mess with the government if Trump was removed from office. Musk wasn't having it, so he took them to court. Now this has sparked a huge debate over free speech, media responsibility, and who's truly at fault. And of course, Joe Rogan couldn't resist weighing in on his podcast, calling out The View and other mainstream media outlets for once being cozy with Trump, but now pretending they never were.
Had much to say until he started running for president. Then I could say everything I needed to say. My face said everything.
But it was the episode of you when you were on The View, and I think it was 2015 or 2006, like when you were running for president.
Right.
And you got introduced as our friend Donald Trump.
That's right.
Whoopi Goldberg gives you a big hug and a kiss. Joy Behar gives you a big hug. Barbara Walters gives you a big hug. They all loved you.
Joe Rogan called out the media's bias and how they constantly flip the narrative, pointing out that it aligns perfectly with Musk's beef with Whoopi. He even suggested that Musk's lawsuit could set a new standard for pushing back against fake news and media personalities who use their platforms to push agendas. As for Whoopi, she got pretty emotional in her response, insisting that her comments weren't aimed at Musk at all and were just a light-hearted joke about her cat. Yes, you heard that right, her cat.
Clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. And that's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he...
Critics aren't buying it, calling Whoopi's explanation a total dodge. On the flip side, Musk's supporters believe her sudden backpedal reeks of guilt. Then, you've got Joe Rogan weighing in, which only makes the whole thing feel even bigger. It's turned into this massive cultural tug-of-war over whether the media should actually be held accountable for what they say.
I've been saying it for a while. I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do. I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
Right. He's planning the presidency when he's going to get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Or Musk's lawyers are arguing that the claims against him were completely baseless and intended to tarnish his reputation. This whole situation is highlighting how some talk shows seem more focused on stirring up drama than sticking to the facts. Joe Rogan didn't hold back either. He called out The View for flip-flopping, pointing out how they used to hype up Trump, but the second he got into politics, they turned on him. Rogan's take? It's just more proof that media narratives are often all about pushing political agendas.
The audience was cheering, and then you actually started winning in the polls, and then the machine started working towards you.
Yeah.
But there's probably no one in history that I've ever seen that's been attacked the way you've been attacked, and the way they've done it, so coordinated and systematically. When you see those same people in the past, very favorable to you, like Oprah, when you were on Oprah's show, choosing her.
Joe Rogan backed up Musk's point, saying talk shows like The View twist stories all the time, which is why so many people have stopped trusting them. As for Whoopi, she's sticking to her story that her comments weren't about Musk at all, and were just a joke about her cat. But let's be real, many people aren't buying it. They're calling it a weak excuse to dodge responsibility, and it's only adding more fuel to the fire surrounding The View.
We have deliberate, concerted, repeated pushing of hoaxes. You're like, wait a second, like, come on, man, this is too far.
And you're supposed to be the good guys.
You're supposed to, and you claim to be the good guys? I'm like, exactly.
You're supposed to be the progressives.
Yes, the Dems are like, oh, we're the good guys. We're the honest people. No, hang on. You can't claim to be the good guys. You can't claim to be the honest people. If you're deliberately pushing hoaxes that have been debunked thoroughly.
Yeah. Well,
we're like even Snopes, which is a liberal thing, says it's bogus.
Yeah.
Rogan's take aligns perfectly with Musk's lawsuit, both calling for better accountability in the media. Musk's lawsuit has garnered massive support, especially from people fed up with mainstream media. Social media is blowing up with hashtags like support Elon and cancel the View. Supporters see Musk's move as a stand against misinformation, while critics are raising concerns about the potential impact on free speech. Joe Rogan jumping into the mix has only added more weight to Musk's case. Rogan's fans view him as someone unafraid to call out media hypocrisy, and his criticism of The View has definitely strengthened Musk's argument.
The View hosts among the dumbest people on television. And so it's like they say the thing that people are thinking, but they say it very directly, so they expose whatever truth. But
I don't think some of them are dumb.
you don't think so?
No, I don't think Sunny Host
You think it's
is dumb.
deliberate?
I think she's ideologically driven, and they have blinders on, for sure. I don't think Sunny's dumb. But Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. It's not a well thought out. It's like if you had an idea for a premise and it was totally baked, and half baked, and you went on stage with it and it's nothing
Just
there.
go for it, yeah.
There's nothing there. Sometimes comics do that.
And
For fun.
the other question is then, is that representative of a big constituency? I think probably yes.
Well, a lot of people.
MSNBC viewers are probably also thinking,
I don't
we
even
gotta-
think the MSNBC viewers. I think
that's
they're a
too
little
far.
bit more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
This is like low information, blue no matter who, like older housewives who are mad at the world. That's the appeal that Whoopi Goldberg.
Joe Rogan pointed out old clips where The View was extremely friendly with Trump, but then completely flipped and started trashing him once the political winds changed. That kind of switch-up is exactly what Musk has been talking about, how the media can twist narratives and use them to go after public figures.
Like they say in the Godfather. Oh my God. That is just that he was 3 pounds.
Musk's fans are fully backing him, saying he's fighting for transparency and fairness in the media. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan's jumping in, calling out how badly we need serious changes in how the media operates, like maybe stopping the focus on clicks and drama and prioritizing facts. Of course, not everyone's on board. Critics argue that Musk's money and power could end up silencing people rather than promoting open conversation. But Rogan's having none of it, saying this is all about holding the media accountable. He even dragged The View for pushing biased stories and chasing sensationalism instead of sticking to the truth. Rogan didn't stop there either. He brought up old clips of The View hyping Trump, only to turn around and rip him apart later. He says this isn't about fairness, it's about playing politics. As for Whoopi's defense, she claims her comments were about her cat, not Musk, but honestly, a lot of people aren't buying it. They see it as her trying to dodge accountability. Rogan went in on this, warning how dangerous it is when the media normalizes violent rhetoric and then hides behind, "It's just a joke." At the heart of Musk's lawsuit is the argument that the media needs clearer boundaries, especially with everything feeling so politically charged.